Hello again, guys. I said I was going to make another video about kind of what I've been up to for the time that you guys haven't seen me, and that's what this is. Except before I start that, I actually have to talk about something Nerf related, which was very surprising to me, and I'm sure maybe to you too. For those of you that remember way back when, I became an Orange ModWorks affiliate when the company first started, and what that meant is they would send me, you know, their latest kit whenever the next newest thing came out, and I would do a review on it. And in return, I get the kit for free. That's kind of how that worked. And when I left the community like a year and a half ago, I said, you know, you don't have to send me this stuff anymore. And they're like, well, we'll just send it anyway. I was like, okay. So they've been collecting and, you know, just sitting on shelves, and I probably have 10 of these floating around. I don't throw them out, but I don't open them because I wasn't nerfing at the time, so I just had no use for them. So they've just been floating around. And another one of those came in today. It was the Unleashed Solid Kit for the Retaliator, which is the third kit. Obviously, it's not in there. And this has never happened to me before, but I actually got excited over an Orange ModWorks kit. And now, it's not that their stuff isn't solid. They make some really cool products, but this is a sealed breech barrel extension, which is something, to those of you who are newer in the community and just are all over the flywheel guns, that's something that us older nerfers have wanted for since before I was nerfing. So like 10 years almost, and now that's finally a thing. And when I saw this, it impressed me so much that I actually went out and bought a Retaliator to put it in, then realized I was an idiot because I actually had one on my shelf in the basement, and I threw out my receipt. So now I have a just new in-box Retaliator that I can't return, so I'll probably sell it. But I installed this in the Retaliator I own, and I actually had the Stage 2 and the Stage 1 kit as well. So now this has Stages 1 through 3 in it, and it is a monster. For a clipped blaster, this is just on the verge of actually being too powerful for the elite darts, because it's like normal streamlines in an overhyped long shot. They just kind of go like this and fly all over the place. That's kind of how this throws darts. I literally just did a shooting test outside, and some of those darts went 120 feet flat. Now, granted, that was with the darts doing a little fishtailing, which carries them a lot further, but with weighted darts, I have no problem saying this would easily hit 100 feet flat. The way this works, I probably can't even show you this, but the way this works is there's a sealed breech inside the blaster, which is their special black polycarbonate plastic, which makes a sealed connection with the barrel muzzle right here, which then makes a second sealed connection with the barrel extension. So it can be used like this, ranges just fine, and typically when you put on a barrel extension, that just deadens the range because the dart bounces around in the barrel. But this is actually machined perfectly to fit the barrel, or to fit the dart snugly. So when you add this barrel extension, it actually increases range, which is the first kind of barrel assembly ever in Nerf that you can put like on a clip blaster like this that does that without, you know, that excludes like angel breaches and modifications and stuff like that, but to actually be able to put a removable attachment that increases range on a clipped blaster, first of its kind. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It's a really, really nice plastic. It works amazingly well. It looks great. What's not to love? So, in honor of that, and I know last video when I showed off that long shot, I was like, yeah, this is going to be the last thing I make for a while. Well, I literally would feel bad if this just got put together like this and then went on my shelf like everything else, because this can go to somebody that'll actually use it. So I'm going to give this a nice paint job to match this barrel extension, and then this is going to get thrown up on eBay for somebody to actually enjoy. To join that, I'm going to be giving away all these other Unleashed kits that I just am never going to use. I'd feel bad selling them because I got them for free. So next video I'll do some kind of giveaway system once I round those all up so I can get them out to people who would actually use them. I also have a bunch of other Nerf projects that are either halfway finished or done and I haven't touched in a year or 2 or 3. So all those are going to go up on eBay too, and for much, much cheaper than what I would normally sell a prime gun, or blaster, I should say, because normally my commission prices are very high because I put so much work in my stuff. But now I kind of have that mentality of, well, you know, I actually spent more to make it than I'm selling it for, but at least it's going to somebody that can use it. And honorable mentions for that is this Stampede-Swarmfire, which was loved by people I showed it to at Wars and you guys on YouTube for its time. It's still got the batteries in it. I don't know if it still works, but with a little time, love, and care, you can get this into working condition, no problem. But because it doesn't work as of now, it's going up for really cheap. And then I'm also selling my beloved Stampede-Fire, or whatever this was finally called, which is the stryfe, Stampede, then a Retaliator, and a Speed Swarm. And this is detachable. For you guys that don't remember this blaster, I'll be doing, I'll just put an annotation to the link where I made this. This will be going for a bit more than that and the Retaliator because this is like 60 hours of work. It's absolutely gorgeous. It works flawlessly. It's got, you know, an ammo counter, a voltage meter. It's run on truss fires. It's got an integration which has a separate battery system, so that'll be going for a little more. But that is a beautiful blaster. And then I have some miscellaneous stuff, like I've got some stock stuff over there. I've got a strong arm, a stryfe, a bunch of other little things that'll probably all go in a lot on eBay. So I'll make another video when everything is actually up, but in the meantime, when things get posted on eBay, there'll be annotations around this video or in the description box below to bring you to those sales. So now that that's all out of the way, I can talk about what I've actually been doing over the last year and a half-ish now. I got into a hobby called cosplaying, which for those of you who are unfamiliar, it's the construction and fabrication of costumes, which are then worn to conventions, and it's a whole lot of fun. And I want to take the time to reflect that Nerf as a hobby really built up my foundation for like using power tools and basic problem-solving concepts and stuff like that. But the reason I got bored with it is I wanted to make things from scratch, and I wanted to make things other than Nerf guns. And yes, you can make homemades from scratch, and that's really cool. The people that do that do a lot of problem solving and do a lot of different things that I kind of get out of cosplay. But I wanted to take what I was doing in a different direction. So I have a few highlights of stuff that I've done. This is a helmet that I made. It's all one piece. I made a master of it out of a bunch of different plastics that were medleyed together, and then I made a mold of that, and I made this helmet from that. So it's all one piece. It's out of an impact-resistant plastic, which has a little flex to it, and it's nice and tough. I'd put it on to show you, but then you wouldn't be able to hear me. So that's really cool. This is for a costume that I did called a Farseer, which is from Warhammer 40,000. Then I did a Tony Stark cosplay. This is just one part of it. This is from his flight suit, and this is built all out of metal. The main frame is aluminum. Then the details are stainless steel, brass, and copper pieces, and it opens like that, so I can put my arm in. Then I put my arm in, and I screw in the attachments so it actually stays in place. And again, this is just one small piece of that costume. Then something you guys would recognize a little more, what I'm currently working on is a Dark Knight cosplay. This is the master that I did for the cowl. And then this was then molded, which turned into this, which is a rubber urethane mask or cowl, which I can actually pull over my head and wear. This is some of the body armor from that same project, the Dark Knight project. And this is really what I'm into now. It's a lot more freedom than you get from Nerf. It's very, very different of a hobby because it's much more, you can use any materials you want. You can take it to any level you want. It's not, oh, my costume's better than yours. It's, my costume's different than yours, which is not how Nerf is, as a community, is structured. So this is, it's more welcome to everybody. And I'm not to say that Nerf isn't. This is just more up my alley. And the reason I'm showing you guys this is there were a lot of people when I left initially that were interested in just seeing what I was doing, not me necessarily doing Nerf. So if you guys are interested in seeing videos on stuff like this, I probably wouldn't put them on this channel, but I can absolutely open up a secondary channel and make videos of this kind of stuff if that interests you and if you guys just want to follow me. So please leave me a comment so I kind of know, so I can kind of gauge my audience on whether or not this is something you guys want to see. And if it is, I'll be totally happy to make videos about that. So, I realize this probably turned into a much longer video than I wanted it to, but I covered a lot of ground, so yeah, kind of necessary. Again, I'll be making another video on the Retaliator when that's all painted up, and a bunch of sales on eBay, links down below or in annotations, and I'll see you guys soon.